Everybody knows what Yuka is. You see it at Stop and Shop or whatever. This is, there's 26 different varieties of Yuka. Many of them are poisonous. The one you buy at the supermarket is not poisonous. This is the one you slice up with oil and you serve with onions and love. So the poisonous one has more of a yellow skin to it. So they would take it and they would scrape off all of the cover, and then they would take the inside, which is white, and they would scrape it down into a pulp until it was all gone and it's a pulpy mess. It's full of cyanide. All that liquid is cyanide. So what you do is you take that pulp and you put it in. They have a bunch of bigger versions of this. You put it in, and then once you've packed it up with that mushy stuff, you then pull. They take a stick, pull down, twist, and then start leaching all that cyanide out of the masa. So what do we do with that cyanide? We have a bowl or an higuera on the bottom to catch it. We're going to use that later on. So now we have this kind of dryish pulp. We'll put it in something called a batea and put it out in the sun to dry. Once it's dried, we take something called a hive or a sifter, and we'll sift all that grainy, it's very grainy, we'll sift it through into a bowl. The big pieces get thrown out because they probably have too much cyanide in them. So you take that and you put it in the sun to dry. Once it's dried, they'll take that flour, or that grainy flour, and they'll put it on something called, this is a top, and it's round. So they will take that flour, put it on that buren, and this is a guisa. This is a sacred object because we're all said to come from turtle. Okay, turtle is our ancient mother. So to bless the food, we use the guisa and to flatten out the bread, the flour. Once it's flattened, they'll take a paddle, turn it over, and it's all congealed, and it comes in these big brown. So when you go to the supermarket, you'll see like pizza slices of it. Those are slices from the bigger piece. So that casabe, I don't know, I think I bought this a couple months ago, but if you want to try it, it's kind of dry and gray.
So I'm looking at this shirt that a friend gave me, and it reminded me of that song from Dora the Explorer. Was it Dora the Explorer? Maybe it was Sesame Street. Before I go, look at it, ready? And you guys are going to have to guess, right? Let's see if you can guess. But we got el coquí, Taino, el semi, according to the shirt, semi Taino, Atabey Taino, el sol Taino, y la luna Taino. So it reminded me of that Sesame Street song. Circle which one you think it is. So the song goes, one of these semis is not like the other. One of these semis is not the same. One of these semis doesn't belong. Can you tell which semi is not like the others? Can you tell me before I finish this song? Or something like that. I don't remember. So can you figure it out? So I'll give you a hint. Most of these you'll find as petroglyphs throughout the Caribbean, but one of them is more from Venezuela. And that spirit is known in Venezuela as La Venus de Tacarigua. It's not a semi, has nothing to do with the Caribbean. And I'll give you a hint. In the image, it kind of looks like a taco. Trying to do a little game song host. So let me know which one you guys think. Luz y Progreso. This is your host, Sancista Brujo Luis. And depending on where you are, I just wanted to say happy Indigenous Pride Day, October 9th, here in Massachusetts, the day of Columbus. We're making it El Día de Indigenous Pride. Also, depending on where you are, it could also fall on October 12th. So, happy Indigenous Pride Day to everyone. So, first of all, I want to apologize. I didn't think I was going to record a video today, so this video might be all over the place. But I want to give a shout out to a few people. First of all, in the beginning of this video, there is this young Boricua Taino woman. I think she's Boricua. Please, if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. But she's talking about the Yuka. So I want to give a shout out to this lady. Her name is Valerie Turellani Vargas. She is the wife of Cacique Jorge Estevez, and they are from the Higuayagua Taino of the Caribbean Yuka. So I want to give a special shout out to her, and of course to other people that I met. But I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you drink coffee at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Don't do it, especially espresso Latino coffee. So on October 9th, which is Christopher Columbus Day, all right, here in Massachusetts, we celebrated Indigenous Pride Day. And so in the town of Newton, Massachusetts, which is around 30 minutes away from where I live, they had a ceremony of a gathering of nations. There was a lot of people from the Caribbean and other tribes. I was excited because I got to meet a lot of people who I look up and have a lot of respect for. So right here in Newton, Massachusetts, which is around 30 minutes from where I live, October 9th, the day of Christopher Columbus, we celebrated the day, Indigenous Pride Day, here in Newton, Massachusetts, which is around 30 minutes away. There was many tribes that gathered, and I was really happy of how many people from the Caribbean came, people from different Yucayecas from the Caribbean. I got to meet a lot of great people, and then other people that I have met before in other powwows in Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Maine. But I'm going to show some pictures of my regalia, what I wore, what I wear for when I go to powwows and ceremony. But we're going to start off with just clippets, pictures, and what you're going to see here in the beginning is a flag. That's the flag of the Higuayagua Taino of the Caribbean. I am not a member of them. They're great people. The people that I have met from this Yucayeke are great people. And here you see me in my regalia. People ask me about my regalia, you know. So October 9th and October 12th is Indigenous Pride Day. But remember, November, the month of November is the month of Indigenous Heritage Pride. So maybe I'll do a video on my complete regalia, what I wear when I go to powwows. But here you see a bunch of pictures of great people that I got to meet, and I was super excited. So there were a few caciques present. There was Cacique Calan, if I'm saying it wrong, from Jamaica. I got to meet Cacique Jorge Baracutay Estevez, great gentleman. I'm going to speak a little bit more about him. I met Cacique Calatau Uma, which I took pictures with. I didn't get to meet Cacique Roman, and of course, Darlene Flores. So it was a great turnout. I got to meet a lot of people that I respect in the Taino, the new Taino spiritual movement that is happening. I want to say something that happened, which kind of like saddened and hurt it kind of like weighed heavy on my heart. During the celebration, a caravan of people waving American flags and Italian flags, and they had loudspeakers, and they were passing by the celebration, shouting out a happy Christopher Columbus Day. Weighed heavy on our heart to celebrate something. You know, a lot of people don't understand. Christopher Columbus never set foot in United States soil. Period, point blank, end of story. He came to the Caribbean, and the rest is history. So that kind of sat in my heart, but they were escorted by police. They did what they had to do, and honking their horns as loud and as ignorant as possible. They did what they did, but then they left, and the rest is history, whatever happened to them. But you know, as my grandmother used to say, donde Dios hace un templo, el diablo su capilla. Where God wants to create a temple, the devil will always want to create his chapel. So that's the way it is. But anyways, it was a great celebration to celebrate our heritage, our pride. There were various tribes from Massachusetts, and I was like super stoked, super excited to see so many Taino people, Arawak people, people from the Caribe come up to support. There were Mexica people from Azteca, from Mexico. They did their traditional dances. Darlene Flores, she opened up the ceremony. Darlene, great job. One of the pivotal moments of that day was meeting Cacique Jorge Estevez. And he's the author of this book right here. I don't know if you can see it because of that shine. So this book is titled Hiwataia Hekeki's Taino Language Dictionary. This is the second edition, and it is by, of course, El Cacique Jorge Estevez and by Jesse Marrero. So as you can see, this is a large tome, a very large book. It is 300 and something pages of Taino, Arawak words. This I think I have like 4, maybe 5 other Taino dictionaries. Listen, I am 50 plus years old. I'm lucky I can speak Spanish and English at this stage of my life. I can't remember another language, but I do remember some words here and there. But listen, I like to support my people, mi gente. Me gusta support my gente. And Jorge, I mean, look at this regal picture of this gentleman right here in his penacho. That's just a regal picture. Again, if you want to learn the Taino language words, this is the second edition. It has more. I recommend it, and I even got it autographed. I got it autographed by Jorge. I felt like I was meeting a movie star, and he's such a really sweet, humble guy. He actually, I didn't know that he lived in Connecticut. I thought he was from New York. So he invited me, you know, he gave me his email, his phone number. We're going to keep in contact and, you know, maybe do ceremony together, which would be an honor to do. But he was such a great gentleman. So anyways, if you want to purchase his book, I'm going to leave the link to his webpage down, you know, in the description. Go check it out if you're interested. It's an amazing book, 300 pages. Again, I have 5 dictionaries, but I like this because it comes first. There's the English. It's got like English words, and then the Taino, or it has the Taino, and I guess in Spanish, en español, right? Again, I have like a few dictionaries, 4 or 5 dictionaries on the language. I try to remember words, but ya mi cerebro está viejito, right? So the information that's there is there, and it's not as easy remembering things the way you were when you were younger. But if you're young and if you have a good memory, I highly recommend this book. Great book. So on October 12, 1492, the Taino, the Arawak people of modern-day Haití, Quisqueya, discovered an idiota, an imbécil, an inútil, a poco hombre, a zángano, an idiota. They discovered this man, 3 ships that were lost. They thought they were in India somewhere. So the Taino discovered Columbus, right? And then the following year, November 19th, 1493, the Taino of Borinquen of my island, modern-day Puerto Rico, met the monster. So anyways, October 12th es el Día de la raza original, the original people of the land. Let's celebrate the original people of the land. November is the month, el mes de la raza, the month of the people. So when you do your Thanksgiving dinner, if you honor Espiritismo, Sanse, Santeria, Voodoo, Hoodoo, make sure to give offerings to the indigenous spirits, of the land. Let's honor the spirits of this land. A lot of people have been asking me about my Taino regalia, the clothing that I wear to powwows and ceremonies. I'm going to do that. I will. I've been listening to a lot of the comments. I'll probably do that on November 19th, which was the day los Borinquen, los caníbales, los chivalos of Borinquen met este pendejo, right? So if you guys are interested in that, let me know and I'll talk about my regalia. Also, a lot of people ask me, am I currently part of a Yuka Yeke, a Castiasco? I was part of a Yuka Yeke. My granddaughter Isabel, she's 12 years old now. I think I left that Yuka, she was 2 years old when I left that Yuka Yeke. 2 years old, so it was around 10 years ago. The reason I left was because of ego and politics. I don't do well con la política. I'm not into politics. I don't do well with ego, but I became a Beike in the Yuka Yeke. I'm not going to name the Yuka Yeke, but I became a Beike. There was 13 Bibis, Aracahuel, grandmothers that presided over the ceremony. And sadly, yes, I am a Beike. I was a Beike in that tradition. I still hold that title. I don't really speak about it too much on my videos, but I am viewed as a Beike, as a brujo, right? Un espiritista, which to me is kind of like that. So yes, I was. Will I ever be part of another Yuka Yeke? Well, let's see, let's see. You never know, right? If I might join another Yuka Yeke, but it's been 10 years. Again, I am the sweetest person you're ever gonna meet. Yo soy buena por las buenas, pero hijo de la gran puta por las malas. I'm a sweet person, but I could be a little shady, and I'm very outspoken, and I know when to walk away from a fight. Like, there are times when people attack me online. I was like, well, whatever, dust it off. But en cara, that's two different things, right? Face to face, that's two different things, Usually I just walk away from people online. I have no time for that unless they want to meet me. And again, I'm still very humble. I will try to fix the situation before it gets bad. I will never walk away, all right? That's neither here or there. I'm rambling right now. So in closing, did you figure out which one of these semi does not belong here? Which one of these semi is not the same? Which one of these semis was not part of the Taino petroglyphs? There's no petroglyphs on it. If you figured it out, leave a comment down below, all right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Los quiero mucho. Un fuerte abrazo. Pa' arriba. Celebra la raza. Let's celebrate la raza, all right? Los quiero mucho, Sancista Brujo Luis. Tu brujo favorito, el boricua, Sancista Brujo Luis. Boricua, pa' que tú lo sepas. Chao.